Namaskar. How are you? All
Good,
good?
good.
Good to see
All
you.
good, sir. All good. So, Kim, we have Mr. Salil Ankola, and he's a famous cricketer and now famous in the entertainment industry. And he lives in Mumbai, which is the entertainment capital of India. And you know about Bollywood. And I am,
Big
I am following,
celebrity cricket player that I keep hearing
yeah,
about.
I
It's
am
an
following him
honor.
since I was a child. So I'm following him since I was a child, and I still
Aw.
follow him.
You don't have to say that following me since a child, actually. You
Was
know,
you a child playing cricket?
oh, yeah,
How long,
yeah, it belongs to me.
so how long
Pleasure to
have
have
you
you
played?
on.
How long have you played cricket?
Uh, I played for about 10 years for my country, and then I came into this in acting with television series, but that was totally by default. I really didn't want to become an actor, but since I could not carry on playing cricket because of my injury, I had to uh, find certain ways of making a living, isn't it?
Yeah,
So there I come in Bollywood. Yeah, and luckily, my mom and dad were good looking, so genetically I was good looking too. So it was a quite a could
yeah.
make it fine. Yeah.
Namaste, Sasha. We have a cricket celebrity. So let's talk a little bit about that, Solly. Sometimes in sports, that's just the fate of sports, right? And sometimes you got to have a backup plan. In business we call it Plan A, Plan B. But in your situation, it really wasn't something you planned. Kind of like me. I'm an engineer. You would have never seen me on the TV set or in public view at all 5 years ago. Never. I've owned my own companies. I hire my own PR, but here I am, right? So here you are. Tell us a little bit about the TV show that you're doing.
At the moment, I'm not doing a TV show because the present situation doesn't allow us to shoot at all. So just like you said a little while back, you had a backup plan. I never had any backup plan in my life ever because backup plans never work. I never thought I would become an actor. Here I am. I never thought I would be a cook. Here I am. So it doesn't work the way you want it to work. Life it has its own way of working. So
Well, you did something that it's called get out there and do it, right? You just do it.
do something in life, don't you? You can't just sit at home. But
Yeah.
um, in television was and acting was totally by default because in '97 actually I got injured. Not really a playing injury though. I could say it was a bone tumor which had to be operated upon. Thankfully, it was non-malignant, non-cancerous, and but post that, I really couldn't run for a long time. So I had to give up my game. I was at the peak of my career at that time. I think I was 27 years old. I had
Oh,
about 8 years left to play more. So, but no regrets. I'm still there.
well, I mean, so did you immediately go into acting, or was that just something that you just kind of paced yourself into? Explain how that happened.
I'll tell you, my father was a cop. He was a police officer. My granddads have been police officers, and I grew up in a family of police officers. My father, I mean, I being a cricketer, and never in my life anyone from my family has ever acted. I used to be a big fan of all these actors, Sylvester Stallone, Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these guys. I used to look up to their films. And here one day, when I was playing the World Cup in 1996, I got a few film offers, but I never knew within a couple of years I'll be there, coming into uh, on the TV screen. So it just happened. I had to give up the game early, and I had to certainly think about a way of making a living. And there you have it. I was suddenly offered a TV show, and I really didn't know anything about acting. So I asked one of my friends, who still is a good friend, who used to be a dear friend at that time, called Mr. Nana Patekar. I mean, you would know him, Ankit. Oh, he's a legend over here. So he was a dear friend. I asked him how would I do this even if I want to do it? You just go and be yourself. I said, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you're a legend in this field. I'm not. I really don't know A, B, C, nothing about acting. He said, like, you just learn it on the way. And that's how it happened. And here I am, 21 years in the field now.
Wow. Congratulations for a great pivot. These are things in life that you don't plan, just like me. I didn't plan on being on TV. Like you said, sometimes all your
Yeah.
plans just go this way, but
Yeah.
you thought about it. You had the initiative to ask questions about it. You got out there, knocked on doors probably, and talked to people. Being in the TV world, the entertainment world, is easy for some people, and it's not easy for others. It's a lot of work. But do you find it a lot of fun?
Oh yeah, I mean, I grew to like it
Yeah.
because but the first year was very difficult because I really couldn't remember my lines. Not even a single line.
I was going
It's
to
very
ask you about that.
difficult lesson learning my lines. I mean, I found it difficult, like knowing my lines and then emoting. I used to wonder, like how do you know your lines and then how do you emote? So, like through the years, and luckily my first show was a hit because I was a cricketer. I was very well known, so it really helped me in that pretext. So went on. So I'm lucky in that. But like the right path was shown to be by Nana Patekar, my friend, and I had agreed to do it because if I had to do something for a living, isn't it? Because I mean, there was either do this or then what you do. It was a question like that because I'd never thought, when I say this, I'd never thought I'd give up playing cricket. One day would come and I really wouldn't be able to play. I never thought about that. So it happened. In life, you got to take a lot of things in your stride.
Acting is a challenge. Everybody thinks you just go up there and you act natural and it just comes out. It's rehearsing those lines. I've been on a few movie sets, and I know for a fact that would be my biggest challenge, would be remembering my lines. I would just want to say something. That's one of the reasons why I like the TV show. And one of the reasons why I agreed to it, because the first questions out of my mouth when the director asked or the producer asked me to be on the show was, what can I not say? He says, Kim, you can say anything you want. I'm like, I'm in. So being able to just talk, right, and not have to worry about what I say, because I'm not going to use profanity or, and I'm going to be positive. Everything about me, and he knows that, is I've always tried to look for the positive solution. But rehearsing those lines, that's just a headache to me. It's just, and then you come out and you make it so natural, right? You not just rehearsed it, but you got to make it look natural. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
challenge.
you got to grow into the character. You got to fit in the character. You got to make the people across. I mean, you don't see the audience. The audience sees you. You got to reach out to them, make them feel that yes, this is the guy who is really playing the part, and that is difficult. Very difficult.
What is your favorite kind of roles to play?
I love playing a cop. I mean, that was one of the things. Like I've done a lot of 2, 3 cop series, and they have been big hits in my country. And I love playing that because it comes naturally to me. As I said, like my father was a cop, my granddads have been cops, so it runs in the family. My uncles were cops, so it runs in the family. I grew up looking at cops, being one of them like that, and here I am, like acting like one.
Well, it comes more natural, right? It's in the family genes. And but what does your family think about you being an actor versus something that seems to be more stable, like a cop?
Um, when I look back at my life now, I mean, acting, it helps me play a lot of different people in my life. You know, you can be. I mean, I just did a mythological show where I was playing the sun god, and I was doing something like a detective. I was playing like a cop. Here I was playing like a lover boy. There I was playing something else. You get to live so many different lives in one life. So I love this job. I love this job.
So you've been doing this longer than you played cricket.
Yeah, I am actually. I am like so many times. Like even when I meet my friends, I mean, I tell them that I'm into acting more than what I played cricket. Like 10 years of cricket and 21 years of acting.
Wow.
I But still, the passion for cricket is still there.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you go out and play a little bit, right?
No, 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 no. I'm 52 now, so really, I really don't want to play because the day I play, I mean, I do a lot of fitness, but playing a sport and being in the gym are two different things.
It
For
is.
acting, you got to be in the
Is.
gym, you got to eat right, you got to look good, and all that things. But like when you're playing the sport, what happens to me is when I get on the field, the competitiveness is still alive. But my mind says yes, but my body says no.
That's
And
called
when I
over 50. I'm telling you, your body finally tells you, no, be smart when you reach
no, but
over 50.
no, your body tells you be smart, but the mind says no, no. I still got some juice left in me.
No, but you can act like a cricket. You can pretend like you're a cricket player, right? Do a movie about cricket. I mean, there you go.
I already did one more film about
Okay.
cricket, but that really didn't work because people knew I was a cricketer.
Oh, he's not acting. I gets an
Yeah.
Academy Award for playing something that he's played his whole life. So let's talk a little bit about this, though. Acting versus sports. And in my mind, it's kind of like the same disciplines, right? You got to
Yeah.
practice, 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 practice.
See, I would tell you one thing, like, acting was more difficult to me than playing because playing came naturally to me. And I was, even when I was growing up, like, from the age of 7, it was always instilled in me that you're going to play for the country. And I did everything and anything because that was a thing in my mind that I'm going to play for the country. That's it. I never thought about it, anything at all. Acting, I never dreamt about it. I never thought about it. So when it came to acting, there are so many gifted actors. Like, I would say, name a few people from your country. Like, I think Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. These guys are institutions in themselves, and it comes so naturally to them. But when I see them, what they do behind the scenes, they work really hard, even now, even today.
Oh, they do.
They get into the character. They rehearse the lines. They get into the character, and so acting is a little bit more difficult to me even till today.
But it's a lot
As I
of
said,
discipline. It's a lot of discipline. You
yeah,
have to
yeah. See,
really work
yes.
at it. It's
What
up here
happened was
too. A lot of up here thought, you got to put a lot of this into it.
you get mentally drained.
Yes, you do.
Mentally drained. Yeah, because you got to live some different character, and when you're doing an emotional scene, and when you're doing some angry scene, different scenes take a lot of stress out of you. But when I shifted from acting to cricket, I had to take a lot of precautions on my diet. Because as a cricketer, as a sportsman, you eat a lot.
But you work out a lot. Like you work it off, right?
You're on the field for at least about 9 hours a day, and when you're an actor, you sit in between scenes, and if you eat the same amount of food every day, uh, the belt won't fit actually.
No, people don't understand that now that you're an actor, you have to be disciplined in all of those areas, not just rehearsing your lines, becoming a team with a different kind of people. Directors can be from one end to the other, really great or just really difficult to work with. So
Mm.
you're learning how to shift, to change, to work with different people all the time. You're on a set. Some days it's 100 people. Some days it's just you and a handful of people in the cameras. But I got a question to ask you about acting. You've done the love scenes,
Oh yeah, but not
very
those kind of.
romantic. How
Mm.
difficult is that with somebody that maybe you're just not really in? I mean, how difficult is that?
I can say I get very nervous even now after 21 years to do a romantic scene. Uh, I still remember, like, I did one show which did very well. In fact, it's become one of a legendary show called Kora Kapas, and it was the top of the charts for a long time. There I had to. That was my first show or second show rather, and there I had to hug my co-actress Renuka, and I was so nervous. My hands and feet, they were all cold. I was absolutely cold. I had no idea what I was doing. And apparently, when I hug her, I'm supposed, I try to do it naturally, forgetting that she's wearing a wig. So Then I hug her, run my fingers through her hair, and the wig comes out in between the scene, And and after, I mean, I can do an action scene. I can jump off buildings. I can jump off choppers. Romance is not for me. Not for
I can
me.
dive off the building. I can dive into the water from 20 feet above, but please
I
don't
have done
ask me to
all
get
that.
a girl.
I have done all that, but romance is something I can't. I don't
Oh,
know.
Golly, that is so funny. I'm so glad to hear that because I look at those scenes and I go, I just could never do that. It's just,
No,
yeah.
no.
I'm like you. I'll dive off a building first. You know, how you talk about that you kind of went in from as an athlete that you were already kind of a celebrity, so that kind of helped. One of our favorite actors over here in this country, a big actor, was Mel Gibson,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
you know
My
how,
favorite.
yeah, and he got the first his first role purely just by walking on the set because he had a black eye. Oh, he's tough. We're getting him. I had no idea he was just out and about the night
Great,
before, got
great
into
guy.
a rumble.
Great guy. Yeah.
I mean, that's his story, right? I got that job because I walked in, I had a black eye. Sometimes it's all about just you, right? But this is what I tell people: show up. You just never know. I see that all the time where people go, well, I really don't fit the role. I'm not going to waste my time. But then they push themselves to go and they get it. I mean, I went to a PBS hackathon. I didn't want to go. I was an engineer, but I owned my own companies, and I didn't want to go, but it was at PBS. And I said, I need to know what PBS is doing in hacking, but I'm going to go. And that's where I met the producer.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
asked
yeah.
me to be on the TV show that turned my life from, I mean, you want to talk about a 360. I mean, I went from engineering, never in front of a camera, to I speak in
Mhm.
front of crowd like you. I'm totally different. Although I was a little more shyer than you. I was not a celebrity at all. So I mean, I'm just a corporate person. But that's what it takes. It takes just doing it, right?
Yeah, it just takes doing it, but only one thing, like even my son is an aspiring actor now. He's about 25 now, and he's good looking. He's keeping
25.
fit.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's good. I mean, I have a daughter who's elder to my son. She's 28.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah. So the thing is, now I've completely lost my point. What I was trying to make
I'm
actually.
sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's a complete 360. It's really funny. I mean, when you're talking about a show, the latest show which I did, it was a mythological show which was called Shani.
Yeah.
And I had always thought that I'll never do a mythological or a period drama at all. And here they were after my life. They said like, we want you, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. And my wife was, you have to do it. I said, I'm not going to do it. And she was like, you have to do it. But she was right. She was right.
See?
And it really uh, came out really well. It came
It
out really well.
that kind of
Most,
support too. It takes a lot of support from the
yeah,
family.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's cool that your
absolutely.
son, 25, is following in your footsteps. Does he play cricket too?
He used to play cricket, but he's what do you call it? He's a qualified chef. He's got a degree he's a qualified chef.
Cooking.
All of us in my family, we are all chefs. We make a lot of food. Looking at me, you would come to know. Yes, we eat a lot of food, and he's a qualified chef now, and he always wanted to be an actor. He used to come to my sets and see me, acting. So he always said, lately he told me like, Papa, I really want to get into this field. I said like, you just don't jump in. You got to start improving yourself. So for the past 3 years, he's been doing that, and now we're waiting for the lockdown to get over, so he starts his first assignment.
I think a lot of people are waiting for that so that they can start a new life. Some of us are going to be starting new lives after this. Are you going back to any kind of TV show when this is up? Are you?
Oh, I see TV shows. Yes, I've become a little choosy about my TV shows because I'm afraid of romance on screen. So the thing is, like, it all depends, like, what kind of shows. I've become very choosy about the shows which I do now. and I'm definitely coming back into getting back into cricket in some way or the other, because it was supposed to happen now, but because of the lockdown, we have pushed it a little ahead. So maybe in the next 2 months we start the cricket thing also. So it's been a good life. I'm looking forward to this, because this I'm really waiting for this thing to get over, this crisis to get over.
Are you so I know we talked about we're not really going to talk about COVID a lot today. This is our celebrity day, but I
Yeah.
just kind of want to know what are you doing in your free time right now?
Uh, See, the problem with me is, like, I wake up very early in the morning. I'm the only person in the house. Like, I wake up by 4:35 in the morning, and I'm like, I get in the kitchen, I make food, I cook food. Oh, that's Karam Falda Shani. Yes, that you
Yeah.
put in, eh?
Do you mind if we
Yeah,
play it just for a second? Just a short clip.
yeah.
Wow.
That is.
वेल हर बार की तरह एक बार फिर से ग्रैंड
Oh,
एंट्री
yeah.
की सलीम बहुत ही ग्रैंड एंट्री है आपकी एक बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका टेली मसाला
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच। ये एक्चुअली बहुत एक साल से आई वाज वेटिंग कि कोई अच्छा सा सीरियल इतने ग्रैंड स्केल पे मिले, और कम बैक करने के लिए सबसे अच्छी चीज है। आई एम नॉट कंप्लेनिंग एट ऑल।
सलील हर बार एक ग्रैंड एंट्री, और इस बार स्पेशली अगर हम बात करें तो सूर्य देव जो बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग कैरेक्टर है, मतलब इसे जब आपको पता चला कि ये कैरेक्टर आपको प्ले करना है तो सबसे पहला चीज दिमाग में क्या आया?
पहली चीज तो ये है कि मैंने उनको पूछा कि सूर्य एग्जैक्टली आप किस तरह से डिपिक्ट करना चाहते हो, किस तरह से सूर्य के बारे में बताना चाहते हो। तो सिद्धार्थ ने, राहुल ने बताया कि कि गॉड ऑफ विजडम, गॉड ऑफ लाइट, गॉड ऑफ गिविंग लाइफ, राइटियस ब्रेव वॉरियर, और एक तो अच्छा है, नहीं तो बुरा है, बीच में कुछ नहीं है, स्कीमिंग चीजें कुछ नहीं है। तो इस तरह की, लेकिन वो है थोड़ा इगोइस्टिक। तो बहुत सारी चीजें मेरे खुद के इससे मैच की, लेकिन वो थोड़ा इगोइस्टिक वाला थिंग, वो थोड़ा आई एम नॉट सो इगोइस्टिक एट ऑल, बट वो बाकी सारी चीजें की, और मैंने बहुत सारा एक्शन भी है इसमें। So it was good fun. I immediately said yes.
वैसे ये ईगो वाला जो कंफ्यूजन है वो तो वैसे भी
Wow.
दूर हो।
What a outfit. Oh my God.
Yeah,
A
that
king.
outfit, that outfit weighed 40 kgs. That's around about 88 pounds.
But
Wow.
you have those body to take those 40 kgs.
Oh yeah. That's what everybody says. But बाद में मेरी वो लगती है ना.
Wow. So you're carrying all of this weight. You got to remember your, lines. You've got to remember your movement.
Yeah, I mean,
People don't understand.
there-
It's not just the lines. Is you got to move with the lines. Oh my gosh.
no, it's not the question of lines, because, like, this thing I did about 3 years back. So I was already in the industry for the past 17 or 18 years, but this was the first period drama where I would not speak Hindi. There were a lot of Sanskrit words inside it, in it, very very chaste Hindi, very pure Shuddh Hindi.
Wow.
I had a lot of problem. If it wasn't for my wife around me, because she's a doctor by profession, and she's from Allahabad, where Mr. Bachchan is from, and she speaks very very pure Hindi, Shuddh Hindi, So she helped me a lot, knowing what I was supposed to say. Because the first day I shot for it, I was like, absolutely, I didn't know what to emote, because I didn't understand one single word of that thing at all.
It's you got to have that support, right? It just makes, that's what people don't understand. That makes all the difference. Is somebody there? They're not necessarily holding your hand, but got your back, right? They got your back. That is awesome. So,
Salil sir, I want you to explain how big is the television industry, because people in different parts of the world, they are not aware how big we are in terms of Bollywood, and how big we are in terms of television, and how many languages we are doing it. Because they still think that it's not up to the mark as all other industries. Basically, yeah.
Okay. Um, let me start by saying that first of all, we cater to at least about around 40 languages,
Wow.
different languages. And the show which you just saw
Mm-hmm.
was dubbed in about 16 languages and telecast everywhere. The whole Bollywood or TV industry or the Bollywood industry, we have it's a business of around 10,000 crores annually, which I really wouldn't know how much would that be in
Billion.
your US dollars, maybe a couple of billion actually,
Yeah.
dollars. And there are two religions in this country. One is Bollywood and one is cricket. And I'm lucky to be a part of both.
You have no idea what the third one is. They can fight over
Nah,
it.
there's no religion at all. No third one. I don't believe in that.
True religion. And they are equal, right? Bollywood and cricket and Bollywood.
Absolutely. Hand in hand.
But you know what? Sports and entertainment, that's what drives a lot of people, inspires people to do things, to not sit on the couch. Definitely, you got to look at that, right? People would sit around and do nothing if they didn't have somebody to say, wow, look what he's doing. Look what Salih's doing. I want to do that. And so that's what you do. You're that influencer, that inspirational influence. So way to go. I mean, your son's following your footsteps.
Oh yeah, I mean, see, I'll tell you one thing. One thing which I followed in my life all throughout. I would say, I would not try to go and do and inspire somebody. I just did whatever came to my mind, what I felt like. I never tried to do anything. It just happened the way I was. And I keep on telling my wife. My wife gets a little irritated with the whole thing. You just got to be yourself. Right? I mean, I said now I'm 52. I'm not going to change. I'm going to be this way till the end. But that's what I followed all my life, and I keep on telling my kids too. I even have a granddaughter now who's just started talking now. So I teach her to, just be yourself and be true in whatever you do. Life is too simple. You can make it difficult.
It is. Have you thought about doing maybe something kind of like what Ann Kid and I do, maybe where you interview people and talk about your journey and talk about their journey? Because you've got a world experience now, lifetime experience. Have you thought about that?
Maybe if I could, I would. I mean, the thing is for now, suppose now you two are talking to me, you really have to know a lot about me to talk to me, isn't it? That's where I go lazy. If it's given to me on a platter, yes, I would do it.
It's a different way of doing things. I started the TV show where I could just say whatever I want and talk and ask a lot of questions, and then I merged into going to a movie set, and I was like, no, not for me. But I was over 50, so I know, like you, I know who I am, and I'm like, that's too much work. It's glamorous, but actually, it's not. You're changing all day. You break out into a sweat. You got to go redo your makeup. Do you wear makeup?
I have to. The thing is, as I've grown older, I've got a little bit of, these. What do you call these? These are allergic marks. I don't know for what allergy. Whenever I eat nuts, I get this kind of allergy. But I love nuts, so I don't stop eating them. I get this allergy. My wife cures me. I'm back again. So the thing is,
gotta eat. So I'm glad to hear you guys wear makeup too. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm gonna watch. Are there any of the movies in English, Ankit?
Not in English, but I think we have some dub series maybe in English.
Or maybe subtitles. I like subtitles. I read subtitles.
I see a lot of Tamil and Telugu movies, which I don't understand at all, but I see those subtitles,
That's what I do.
I love watching those Tamil and Telugu. Amazing action, which you don't understand exactly how it happened, but it happened. Right. So you got to watch it. Yeah, you got to watch it.
There are some movies you can watch and you can figure it out. And subtitles actually help you learn another language. Sometimes you read and listen enough that it just kind of blends into your head and you start going, okay, I know what they're saying. So it just, that's how I kind of learned another language one time, was just, diving in and listening as much as possible. But I thank you for your time. I think we got our next guest up, but can we have you back?
Oh, yeah.
David,
Hello.
can we have you back?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And I would like to
All the best.
we have to discuss
Yeah,
about
yeah.
healthy things, and also how delicious. I know about the biryanis and all those
Talk
things.
about the food next
Oh,
time.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the food next time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Definitely. Look forward to it. Cheers. Take care.
Cheers.
Thank you.